I'm not a big fan of censorship. I'm a fan of certification. And I've said this time and time and time again. It annoys me. It makes me feel like we're children. People are sparkling in certain roles, certain parts, and then in another part they don't create that same magic. But then they come back and do something in which they're magical. Of course, there are certain actors who will always be competent or above competent in what they do.
Hello everyone, welcome to PeepingMoon.com. I'm Rashita Sahani, and today I'll be chatting with Tisca Chopra, who's all set for her directorial debut with Rubaru. Hi Tisca, welcome.
Hey, hi Ashita, how are you?
I'm good. So, Tisca, firstly, tell me that your career has spanned almost over 30 years now, like 27 years, and you have been in the industry for so long. So, after all those amazing acting roles, what prompted you to make your directorial debut?
In 2016, we produced a film called Chutney, which I had written and acted in as well, and that got a phenomenal response from the audience. It's one of the most watched short films in the world with 132 million views, I think, last count. Um, that kind of gave me a confidence that the kind of stories I want to tell have an audience for them, that they're reaching someone accurately. And that encouraged me to then produce another one in 2017, which is called Churi, which also did very well. Started a lot of conversations, people were interested and engaged. And so then again, there was something that I wanted to tell. I like telling stories. I like engaging people via story because I'm otherwise quite an introvert. So for me, stories are a way of connecting with people. And I think this is a story I wanted to tell. So we wrote it, produced it, directed it, and also acted in it.
Correct, yeah. And I watched the trailer and I really liked it. I'm actually waiting for the film to release. But you tell me, acting and directing, donning two hats, was it difficult or challenging?
It was, but it was made easier because I had such a wonderful team, both in terms of pre-production, production, and post-production. I had a wonderful set of assistant directors. I had a great cameraman, Chishan Ray. I had a wonderful sound designer, Vishwadeep Chatterjee. I had someone wonderful who I just met, actually, Raja, to do my music. He's done a fabulous job on the music of the film.
Okay.
My co-writer Sanjay Chopra, who's written the story along with me, he's also my husband, and then my writer on the screenplay, Namrata Shenoy, she's also wonderful. So I had a wonderful team of people that I worked with, people who are my colleagues, Anupama Gupta and Mitasha, who work with me, have been such a huge asset. My team has been wonderful, and everyone's kind of pulling their weight, and so it makes my job easier.
And Rubaru, of course, is a journey of an actress who's wanting to revive her career and is facing challenges in the path of it. So, where did you get this idea from? Because even you are an actress and you have, of course, been in the showbiz for a lot of years.
I'd heard an interview by Meryl Streep many years back where she was talking about the fact that by the time she had turned 35, 38, the roles had dried up. And I was thinking to myself, we're talking about Meryl Streep. And if Meryl Streep is facing that challenge, then what about lesser mortals? What about people who are not as hugely gifted as she is? And if she can face this challenge, then we need to call it out. We need to discuss this. We need to talk about it. And I don't know a better way to talk about something than to make a film about it. So we wrote a film about it. And also, there was something that Oprah Winfrey said once a long time ago. And she said, take your pain and turn it into your power. So you take what you see as a woman, as a female in showbiz, and you see that a lot of people, not just actresses but even writers, will talk about the fact that you have to look a certain way, you have to look cool, you have to look like you're very in the now moment and all of that. Journalists, everyone talks about the fact that there is a great deal of ageism in the business. So for me to call that out and to actually talk about that in a way that is bringing the audience closer and showing them, swiveling the stage and showing them what happens on the inside of an actor's life. So it's actually not even behind the scenes, it's inside the scenes, the film. So it takes you really inside the psyche of an actor's life. Of course, it is exaggerated because it is a dramatic piece of work, so we've had to dramatize certain things. But I think it does allow you that peep into the psyche of an actor.
Definitely, yeah. And how similar or different is Radha Malhotra from your real self?
Hashtag Radha Malhotra is completely different from me. She's from a very small town. She's probably from a hill station somewhere, like a Palampur or somewhere, and she's like the Miss Palampur of so she's the flavor of that area. She's the best looking. So there's a lot of expectations on her from her mother, and everyone thinks she's going to be a star, and she does become a star. And then what happens, and her journey is how does she?
Okay. And you have also must have had a lot of experiences in Bollywood, and making your own space must have been either easy or difficult for you personally. But how challenging do you think is it to keep your space safe in the Bollywood industry?
I don't think that there is such a thing as a space, because I think there are many spaces, and there are many characters that one will play. I don't look at it as kind of a contest where you're saying, okay, there's like there's a podium which is a number one slot and a number two slot and a number three slot, because that's kind of like trivializing the whole thing. Not one actor is good in every role that they do. Um, People are sparkling in certain roles, certain parts, and then in another part they don't create that same magic. But then they come back and do something in which they're magical. Of course, there are certain actors who will always be competent or above competent in what they do, and one admires those actors. But I also look for the magical performances that people, something touches them, some magic dust falls on them, and they manage to create something extraordinary in that role, one role or two roles. I think that's what I look for. So there's no place as such. I don't necessarily buy that theory.
Okay. And as you mentioned, and as we all know, that both your short films, Chutney and Churi, they created a wave in the country and in fact worldwide. Do you also expect Rubaru? Are you looking forward to it also doing the same?
I hope so. I hope so. Fingers crossed. But I do know this, that we shot the film in February, and it's been 8-9 months since then. We didn't do anything for 6 months with it. It was just lying. Um, but the conversations that happened in the business, in the film business, the kind of backlash the film industry got, the kind of discussion about mental health, the pressure that actors are facing, suddenly makes it even more topical.
Yeah.
It was topical anyway to me, but it suddenly takes it many notches higher in terms of the conversation around these things, and sensitizing people about the pressures, the pain of performance, the pain that goes into a performance. All of those things are, I think, themes and motifs in the film. So I hope that it resonates.
Okay. And do you look forward to becoming a full-time director after Rubaru?
I don't think that I want to categorize my life like that. I want to act, I want to direct, I want to produce, I want to write. I enjoy all of them.
Okay.
Essentially, I want to be part and much more a part of storytelling. Whatever that means. If it means that there's a great script that comes my way and I been asked to do that as an actor, I would joyfully do it. And if there's something that comes to me as a director, then I will direct it. And if something to produce, then I'll produce it, and so on and so forth.
Oh, and this year especially has been the year of OTT platforms because, of course, of the pandemic, and then people really enjoying the content that's out there. But do you personally, did you get inspired from any one particular project or a film or any show that was released on OTT this year?
Oh, yes, there was some fabulous content that I saw, some just absolutely unbelievable. So I was late to this series called Fleabag,
Okay.
uh, Phoebe Waller. Fabulous writing, so lovely. Then I loved Patal Lok. I loved Scan. I think Jerry Belawat and Pratik Gandhi have been outstanding. Those were my favorites as far as series on OTT go. Um, I enjoyed watching a number of films. What did I see? A lot of stuff actually. Because I've seen so much in the pandemic. Yeah, but
Yeah.
these are the ones that I saw lately and I really enjoyed.
Okay. And with Delhi Crime, of course, getting a space at the Emmys International Award and winning big there, do you think that is sort of going to change the Indian OTT system because it will always now have a more powerful hold?
Well, Delhi Crime was outstanding. Richie Mehta is a star of a writer. He spent, I think, 4 or 5 years writing Delhi Crime. And I think that it was such a gripping and well made series. It was about an incident that was terribly painful to all of us. I remember I couldn't leave home for almost 5 or 6 days after what happened in 2012. But uh, will it change the way that OTTs function in India? I think they function fairly well as it is. I think people will start paying more attention to the writing, which they should, because I think writing is the heart of it all, uh, particularly in series. And I think that Delhi Crime raised the bar in terms of performances, in terms of Shefali was wonderful, Rajesh Telang, Adil, Rasika. Everyone was so amazing in the series. Um, it's good that there is a bright light that has been shined on something that's come out of India and made us all very proud.
Definitely. And what about the recent announcement on censorship on web? Of course, you have also been working and you will also be there with a lot of web projects in the future as well. So, what do you think about the censorship?
I'm not a big fan of censorship. I'm a fan of certification. And I've said this time and time and time again. It annoys me. It makes me feel like we're children. That you need to put a kind of child lock on certain things. You don't need to. People in India on the roads abuse left, right, and center. We can't be the size of population that we are if Indians aren't having sex. So, Indians are aware of sex, they're aware of bad language, they're aware of all sorts of things. So, there's no reason for you to put a sort of ban on it or a kind of censorship on it. Because I think it's just exercising some kind of control. And I think the discipline must be in the viewer. And censorship is not the answer, certification is. And I've said this again and again and again. And I just find it annoying, frankly.
Okay. And with Rubaru releasing soon, how is it like? Is there excitement, nervousness? What is it like? Because this is the first directorial project of yours.
A great deal of excitement. A great deal of excitement. I'm very excited to see how people respond to the story because it's also, in many ways, letting people see your point of view. Uh,
Correct.
a piece of work like a short film or a feature film is your point of view, and you want people to buy into that point of view, to like that point of view, to understand, to empathize. Like is not the right word, but like empathize and understand and discuss. Agree, disagree is irrelevant, but to kind of like engage with that point of view. So I'm excited for that conversation, and I'm excited to see how the story touches them, what they think about it. I'm excited to have conversations. uh, Rubaru after Rubaru.
Yes, definitely. Okay, thank you so much, Tisca, for talking to me. It was a wonderful chatting with you. All the
Like,
very best for Rubaru.
please stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.